this week on Turd Talks.
We had when I was like peeing or whatever, and he'd be like, dude, you, and I would like, I wasn't that comfortable with it, so I would kind of like hurry up and like finish. And he's always like, dude, you didn't even like shake your dick off enough. He's like, dude, you gotta like, he's like, you just pissing all over your pants. I'm like, dude, I don't, stop talking to me about that. Like, I don't want to fucking, like, what I do here is my business. And also, what you're walking in on me going to the bathroom, like I should be yelling at you, and you're coming in here and judging me on how like I didn't shake enough. Now it hurts less every time I do it. So even if it does suck, you still got to do it anyway, because it's like, eventually it's going to suck less. I don't know. I'm not a fucking wizard here.
I know.
It's funny, once you get a mic in front of you, you're like, I got some shit to say. And then you start talking, you're like, I got nothing to say.
If someone's coming over, I take all the clothes and I put them all on the bed and I shut the door.
That counts.
Exactly.
You'd be shocked that people...
The rest of the house looks good.
Yeah.
Right. It's good enough. But now I have a cat, and the cat is kind of like...
Nice.
Makes things a little... like loves to play with trash and stuff. So I was like, if I have like a bottle on the floor... That's a toy now, so I'm like, I'm not gonna pick that up and ruin her day. A bunch of people saw it. Bill Burr commented on it on his podcast. Chris D'Elia commented on it. Anthony Jeselnik commented on it. It was like a big news story, and in it she quoted one of my jokes, but she butchered it. So all the comics were like, "Well, the joke sucked, but still, you shouldn't shut down the thing."
Yeah,
because the joke was. It was about driving for Uber. I drive for Uber, and I'm always picking up drunk girls, and they're always saying the same thing, like, let me out of the trunk and help. Things like that. Yeah. And she said it like something. She's like, yeah, this guy's a misogynist because he makes women sit in the trunk of his car or something like that. I'm like, you're missing the whole...
Yeah.
I'm like, the misogyny is a very small part of it. I'm actually killing them and kidnapping.
Literally.
Like, that's the bigger issue here.
Yeah.
Where does the turd come from? That's just...
It was like kind of a play on TED Talks.
Oh, I like that.
And then we just, turd.
You just talk about shit the whole
Yeah,
time.
I talk about shit. I got my shit cup.
As what Dennis was saying when he was on, it was a big how do you wipe situation.
Yeah.
Well, I learned a lot actually about Dennis's wiping situation.
It's a big deal.
He puts a leg up and gets off the toilet, which I've never really heard before.
Yeah, it
I'm
seems like a whole
honestly-
production at that point. I'm like, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Who has the time to do that every time?
For real. That's a lot.
It's like, take a shower
Yeah.
every once in a while, and you're fine, right?
I think that's what most people do.
Yeah.
Pretty
But
shocking.
it is. And
I want to
then
know if he does it like at work and in public.
He
or,
said,
like,
he said that's the only way he will shit.
that's so...
Imagine walking in on that. You'd be like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like kinky, right? It's almost like he gets...
Yeah, because
he's getting too into it.
facing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that in touch with my ass. It's kind of like, don't ask, don't tell what's going on back there. But he knows.
Yes.
He almost knows too much at this point.
That is so true.
Same. I don't like her to see my asshole.
No, it's like, where? Who's gonna ever? It's never been an issue for me.
Yeah. It's not. It shouldn't be an issue.
It's clean enough. It's clean. I'm sure somebody will tell me if there's an issue. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And I guess as
Maybe
a woman,
not.
I'd find it intimidating. Like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
If his
How do you-
asshole's that clean,
Yeah. Well, now
sets the
for
bar way
me,
too high.
yeah.
Well,
I'm supposed to be just showing my asshole all the time.
I actually, I promised him, that I'd try it,
Yeah, and see how.
and
it
I
goes.
did. And to be honest, because he was saying the access is way, you have so much better access.
Yeah, but who needs that access?
I tried it, and it wasn't great.
Yeah, it doesn't do much.
This is actually better.
It's like, where does he want to go? He wants to go like into his intestine. He wants to like clean his intestine.
He wants half a finger up there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, something happened to him. That's
Yes.
he's making up for something there. Somebody told him he had a smelly ass at some point, I think.
Yeah,
And
when he was a
then-
child or something.
Yeah, and now he's just. It's like when somebody tells you you smell bad in like middle school, or I remember someone told me I had bad breath one time, and that got me to like brush my. Otherwise, I was like, I'm not brushing my teeth, and then somebody's like, your breath stinks
then it got
early
that.
on.
Yeah.
But you need to hear that, I think.
Those little things stick with you.
And then they
Big
stay in
time.
your mind forever.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
just
and
like
every
right
time
there.
you're like laying in bed, be like, oh fuck, I forgot to brush my teeth. You get up and brush your teeth.
Because that person
Yeah.
sticks in your mind.
Yeah.
I have the same thing with deodorant. One time I was like in the gym, like the locker room, high school, and I was putting on deodorant, and I guess like I just kind of, and some guy asshole was like, you didn't even fucking get your pits, bro, and like made fun of me, and I from now I like
People are very particular.
now I make sure
I had
and
a
that
ki-
person's always every time I
Always
put on
with
fucking
you, right?
deodorant. Yep.
It does haunt you. You kind of like brush it off, like, oh, fuck that guy, who cares? But then it like really sticks with, like, back in the back of your head. It can really stick with you. I remember in college, I had a buddy. I feel like everybody had a buddy in college that was like always naked or always like doing weird, like weird naked shit.
Yep.
And he would always
Ross.
walk in on me when I was like peeing or whatever, and he'd be like, dude, you, and I would like. I wasn't that comfortable with it, so I would kind of like hurry up and like finish.
Yeah.
And he's always like, dude, you didn't even like shake your dick off enough. He's like, dude, you gotta like. He's like, you just pissing all over your pants. I'm like, dude, I don't. Stop talking to me about that. Like, I don't want to fucking. Like, what I do here is my business, and also what you're walking in on me going to the bathroom. Like, I should be yelling at you, and you're coming in here and judging me on how like I didn't shake enough.
Yeah. Fucking
It's
guy.
crazy, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, enough from the peanut gallery.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
penis gallery.
Yeah.
Penis gallery.
But yeah,
Exactly.
there's always one kid in college. I feel like everybody had that friend that was like always naked and
definitely-
always doing naked shit.
Yeah, totally. I had a friend that he'd come over, we'd smoke weed, and he'd do mushrooms and just walk around my house naked. All of a sudden, we'd be hanging out, and we'd just see him walk past the door, and just like, there he goes again.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
People are just very comfortable with that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he was well hung.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think my buddy was that well hung. I think he just liked it. He likes the uncomfortable, like making other people uncomfortable. I think is what gets people excited. Yeah, I don't know.
I was like a super nerd in college, so none of that happened to me. So I'm just
you
trying
didn't
to
even
figure
know the
out.
person that was the naked person.
No, I'm trying to
really.
like go through in my list. Like, was it the guy who played the cello, the violin? Like, what
No
the fuck?
naked people.
Yeah, no.
No, the band doesn't tend to have those.
Exactly.
They're known for not having a lot of sex, but I feel like the band has to have their fair amount of sex going on.
You
in the
hear
bands.
crazy things.
Like
Do you know what I
nerds.
mean? Oh yeah,
It's like-
you hear crazy
Like
things.
that movie with the flute.
The band camp,
Yeah.
Band
American
camp.
Pie,
Yeah, yes.
They
It
got to
is
get it
true.
out somewhere. They just don't have the skills to kind of like make it happen. But it's like if you both don't have the skill, eventually you just kind of like be like, well, you fucked it up, I fucked it up, but at least we're all we have. Really, we don't have any other options. It's
Right,
like, we got to
right.
fuck each other.
That's all we got.
Yeah, it actually is so true. I feel like everyone paired off like that first month of college, and then now they're all married and shit.
Really? It's
Oh, it's
crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
fucking weird.
Before we get too deep into things, I want to
Yeah.
introduce you on the podcast.
Ah, don't even bother. Dude, nobody needs to know who I am.
No. So we have great comedian. We've seen you a few times here in Naples, and honestly, I just want to say, like, no bullshit. I think you are fucking awesome.
Thank you.
I think you
Definitely.
got something different and special,
Thank
and
you.
I think you're going places, kid.
Oh, we'll see if I can
Yeah.
stretch it past fucking 15, 20 minutes. That's where I'm at right now. I've seen a few people that have come back like multiple times.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've intended to see me, but they've just seen me a couple times. And one guy came up to me that day. He goes, yeah, I've seen you a bunch. He goes, you should try some new stuff.
I'm working on it, buddy.
I was like, yeah, I try to throw in a new line or two every now and then. He's like, I know you can do it. I was like, yeah, but it just takes so much time and
yeah.
effort and shit. And
Well, I think,
but no, I do need to. Now that I'm like coming to Naples a lot, it's like, yeah, the people don't want to see the same shit over and over.
right, I get that, but I think your style is a bit like you have little one-liners.
Right. So it's tough to come up with like a whole new 15 minutes every time I'm.
As
Yeah.
opposed to like a long
there.
story where a lot of comedians will just tell us a story. You know,
Right.
it's a different style of comedy. So I can imagine it's hard to fill an hour with just,
Yeah.
shorter style jokes.
Right. And what I should do now is just start doing newer stuff in Naples. But I feel like there's always good crowds there, and I'm like, I don't want to fuck this up. I want to do well, so I just do like the hits usually. But
Yeah.
it's like I got to just start bombing and not giving a shit. That's the
Yeah,
only way to
fuck it.
just, because like people don't really care that. I mean, they want to laugh obviously, and I'm not gonna bomb for too long. But it's like
We've
need to try some new shit.
We've
mixed in
seen
there.
some bombs that we really enjoyed.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes
honestly,
it's fun. Right?
yeah, definitely.
I just realized
You've
I
seen
don't
Dennis.
even
You've
know if
seen
I
Dennis
said your name
before.
in that intro. Yeah, oh yeah, we've seen Dennis. I don't know if I
Yeah, I
actually
love
said your
Dennis.
name in the intro. So
Oh.
Chris Kinback.
You nailed it.
You have a great
Yeah.
name. It sounds like a
Nailed
superhero name.
Thank you. Somebody asked me if it was a stage name before. I'm like, I think if I had a stage name, it would be a little cooler than that. But
You think so?
I'm
I
flattered
kind
that
of
it's
thought the same
something.
thing. Chris Kinback could be like a.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got the hard
Clark Kent.
hard consonants, and yeah, it's German. I think. I don't know.
Oh, that's German.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good German or bad German, but it's German. You know, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Do people even look that up? Like, do you look that up? Is there a way to know? Like, if I'm sure nobody admits, like, oh yeah, you're from
you were the bad.
You're from the Nazi side.
I assume they got all the bad ones.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They kind of washed them off of Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
They don't exist
I feel
anymore.
like if you're German and Brazilian or something, then you know that you're.
Argentinians, I think
Yeah,
they have
that's
a
what
lot.
it was. Yeah.
I went to Germany on like a backpacking trip when I was 18 or 19, and I remember seeing a lot of older Germans, and I was like, "What? Where were you, bro?
Yeah.
What were you up to?" You
Right.
know what I mean? But
And
I
who
think
knows?
they're all dead now.
And did you see the one
Mostly,
recently in Canada that just got a standing ovation? They honored him, and they didn't know because he's like fighting for the Ukraine or something. He's like 100 years old, and they're like, this guy is like still helping out the Ukrainian army, and they gave him a standing ovation at some like Canadian event.
Oh no!
And Trudeau was there too. Trudeau was like giving him a standing ovation, and then they found out he was in the Nazi. So they're still out there.
One,
They're still
of course,
haunting.
the one left. They're like, "Way to go, buddy!"
Who's the guy that screwed up that? It's like, oh, he's in the Ukrainian army. Get him in here. He's 101. Let's not. And then he also fought, and they're like, he fought in World War II. That's what they said at the thing, and people just clapped. They just assume,
For the
yeah, for the good
shit.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then nobody thought to look into it, and they're like, oh no, he was a Nazi.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know how much now. I don't know how that slips by. That's like the biggest fuck up of all time.
Yeah, nobody checked his
is
resume at all.
horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just hear World War II. They're like, get him in here.
Oh hell yeah, man!
They're not like, oh wait,
What
one
a
second.
hero.
What side?
Yeah,
World
get
War
him
That's
in before he
probably an
dies.
important fucking question.
Yeah, that's a number one question, I would think. But
Probably an easy Google search.
yeah, that being said, hopefully I'm on the good side, That
Yeah.
would suck like later down the line you find out, but it's
Yeah.
like, what can you do?
Yeah.
You can only avenge so much,
Yeah,
I'll be like,
truly.
yeah, I'll live a good life to make up for.
I'm Jewish, so I'm off the hook
Yeah,
with that one.
so you think. I'm sure there was some
Oh,
I'm sure there was some sneaky ones out there.
yeah.
Oh no.
There had to be a couple. I mean,
Like
I mean, you think
It's-
about it, if you were around during that time and that was your only way to survive was to be like, you'd have to be like, oh, I'm not Jewish. Like, why not just say
oh
I'm not
yeah,
Jewish?
yeah.
Or just be like,
I
oh, no,
heard-
point the finger that way. Be like, they're all down that way.
I don't know if this is true, but I heard Christopher Columbus was a Jew, but he was like,
Really?
yeah,
This was before.
this is yeah.
He just knew bad things were coming down the pipeline. He's
But he hid that shit.
really?
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but I heard that.
Why would he care?
I just think it wasn't a good thing to be a Jew back then.
Dude, Jews
Yeah.
have had it. Jews have had
It's
it
really
tough
never
around.
been like the best thing.
There's
Yeah.
never been a place or a time in history where Jews were like, "Yay,
Yeah, we're like,
we're doing
yeah,
great."
Jews.
Yeah,
I know you guys are doing all right. You guys
Yeah.
are doing all right.
yeah.
Still get some shade.
Still getting
thrown at
shit
you
on
once
pretty
in a
major
while.
shade, I
Yeah,
feel
yeah. Trump just said that on Rosh Hashanah or whatever. He's like, "It's all your fault. You didn't vote for me, and that's why everything's shit."
That's what he said.
Something like that. And then he was like, he said like. He was saying Israeli Jews and just all Jews are the same, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
But,
tough. Well, he's
yeah,
not really
this-
a man of word. He doesn't know. He doesn't. He's not fond of like thinking about what he says.
No.
before
No,
he
I'm-
says it. He's
and
like, let
then-
me say this politically correct. He's just fucking firing.
Yeah, and then I mean
Or
just
like factually.
just yesterday or the day before, he was saying that windmills are killing whales, are driving them crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, you can kind of say anything right now, and people will be like, "Yeah, probably."
sure. Yeah, I mean, we had to look it up.
yeah. It was like,
I was
what's
like,
the
"Are there
story?
even windmills in the ocean? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is he talking about?" So we had to look it up, and he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. But there must be something somewhere that somebody said that to him or something.
I have no fucking clue where
Yeah.
he came up with that one.
Maybe he just got the wrong words mixed up. Maybe it wasn't like windmills and ocean. It was like,
He was thinking oil rig. but
yeah,
he
it was
said
like
a
electric
windmill.
cars and,
Yeah.
I
and
love
cobalt or something like that. And we just fucked him up. That's tough, dude.
It is.
But yeah, man, this setup you guys have back here, you guys have like a really impressive compound.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Nice. And
Appreciate it.
you guys are probably the youngest people in Naples, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
think we are.
Yeah.
And she's actually a native.
Really? Born and
She's
raised in
Born
Naples?
and
a
raised.
Naples native.
Yeah.
I thought they all came out of the womb like 60
I
and
know.
above.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know they
I
stopped.
know.
I didn't know you were allowed to be baby here.
I know.
But they like made me be a waitress at the age of 5. So that
Really?
was, you
Like,
know,
put the,
it's a
yeah,
trade-off.
they get you
Yeah.
smoking cigarettes and
Yeah.
they get this woman you got to get your Naples.
Get me a fucking tuna melt now, bitch.
Yeah, your
That's
Naples.
It's rough.
We're
Working
coming
in
of
Naples.
age in Naples. I'm sure there's more to Naples, but I feel like at the comedy club, it's strictly older people. I mean, at least it
So
seems
weird.
it seems like 80% of the crowds are
It
like
is.
elderly, which is cool. It's tough to. When I first came down here, I was like, oh, this is not going to go well, but they're really cool crowds out here. They're tough to offend, I
Good.
think, older people.
Well, they're a lot of Trumpers.
yeah.
And
So
Trump, they're hard to offend.
you're right, because he says a lot of offensive shit, and to kind of like stand behind that, you have to ignore a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Which is great for comedy.
it is.
You know?
I've seen a lot of great shows. I feel like it's a weird place because of the old people, but comedians are willing to kind of go a little further.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of there's a couple comics that really don't like it, and they say like Naples is like their least favorite place.
Yeah,
I've
we've
heard
had
I
that.
don't know why. I mean, I get it, but I mean, there's definitely worse places that I've done comedy at.
Right?
I think I don't
Yeah.
think this is.
If you throw
This
in a
is
couple
crazy.
the old people jokes,
They love it.
there,
love
you
it.
got them.
Yeah, it feels kind of hack sometimes, but sometimes you got to do it. I'm not above that.
No.
Certainly not above that. Whatever it takes. Especially if I'm reeling up there, I'm just like, you guys are fucking old, and they're like,
Yeah, they love it.
I'm back,
I am
baby.
old.
I'm back.
That's me. Yeah.
That's the thing. They are tough to they're tough to offend. And like when new comics come in that I see, like other feature acts come in that are like nervous, they're like, oh no, I don't know if I can say this, or like if I have to be clean, I'm like, no, just be filthy,
Yeah.
dirty. They
I'm
love it.
considering. I've been writing a little bit,
There you
some
go.
jokes here and there. I'm considering asking Dennis to give me 5 minutes and just
It's
see.
the least he could do.
Yeah, right.
If he's put himself on stage,
If
he could
he's
put you
shitting
on
with his
stage.
leg up,
yeah,
on a
for
thing,
the way
he could
he's
fucking give me 5 minutes.
the diabolical way he's shitting, I think he can. I think it's the least he can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of did it in reverse. You did the podcast and then stand up. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think you can kind of get more. I don't know. I find podcasts like more. You can kind of generate material that way through
Yeah.
a podcast.
Yes.
You kind of almost have the material. and
That's
then you
very
can
true.
Use that in stand up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The jokes
makes
kind
it
of write
easier.
themselves.
exactly. And yeah, I mean, stand up. It's ripe out here. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out here.
Yeah. Yep. And living close by whenever there's,
You just walk down there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys need me?
Yeah.
The other day they called me. I live 2 hours away. They called me.
Yeah, you're out of Miami, right?
Yeah, they called me
Yeah.
at 5:30 for a 6:30 show, and I just happened to be driving towards Tampa, so I was like in Naples when they called,
Yeah.
and I was like, "You motherfucker!" But I was going to another gig, but I was like, I totally would do this right now. I'm like, why you call me an hour before the show? I live 2 hours away. Like he's like, I don't know. I was just hoping you'd be out here. And I
Dennis?
just happened to be out there,
Oh
but
my
it just
God.
didn't work. I couldn't make it, but yeah,
Made the
So
back call.
That would have been you. That would
See?
have been perfect.
I would have been the second call.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
the third. But I don't know.
I love
It's a scary thing to do, man. I commend you for.
It is. I was very scared when I started.
When did you
I mean, I
start?
still am pretty
How
scared.
long have you been doing it?
I started in Boston probably around like when I was 30. I'm 36 right now. It's probably about 6 years.
Okay.
But I was always, I was never confident in like talking in front of people, I think. So I took a stand-up comedy class. I think like deep down I was like, oh, I'd love to do stand-up comedy. But the
Yeah.
reason I told people, I was like, I just want to learn how to like speak in public. I needed to do baby steps because I was like I would go up and I would like shake. I was a huge fucking pussy.
I mean, it's
So you're already
you're
ahead
up
of me.
there all on your own. You know, if something goes wrong, it's you and no one else. So.
Yeah, it's so-
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad. But yeah, in my like when you're first starting out, all you're thinking about is those bad things. Like, oh, I can't do this, can't do this.
Yeah.
And then I took a class, and at the end of the class, you do a performance, and that went like okay. So they're like, all right, you're done with. Now go out and do comedy. And I was like still scared. So I went back and I made myself repeat the class. So I did another 8-week class, and the guy's like, sure you want to do this? I was like, yeah, I think I need to
Get my chops.
Went through the same exact thing over again.
Yeah.
And then, eventually they were just like, okay, now you got to go do it. Can't hold your hand anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I was just very, very nervous and very like timid at first, and then I just kind of kept doing it, and I'll still get that feeling like every once in a while for certain gigs. I can feel it like come back in like, hey, don't do this.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, sometimes I guess you just do it, and you realize like after doing it over and over again, you kind of realize like, all right, it's gonna suck at first, and then it's gonna be good, or it's gonna be fine. Like I've gotten on stage when I was a much worse comic, and I've survived that. So it's like now
It's a good way to think about it.
it can only be so bad. Like even if it's bad, it can't be as bad as I was when I was able to get on stage.
I've said that to her with the podcast before, because I started this with a couple buddies almost a year ago now, and when I listened to earlier episodes, it's just terrible.
Tell me about
But
it.
you
No, not you guys' podcast, but like any podcast. I'm like, yeah, dude, I listen to all your early shit.
It's
That
shit.
shit blows.
It's shit. But you realize like, hey, you're never gonna be that bad again,
right.
It
can only go up from
Yeah.
there. Unless you have
Yeah.
Dennis on. Then it's like,
Oh, Dennis. Dennis
Dennis will listen to this. Dennis listened to I do a podcast too. It's not, but it's the same way. I feel like I'm just like, you just kind of got to do it to do it. You guys have a much better thing going on here. I just kind of throw mine on and start talking, and I almost look at the other person like, hey, fucking, you carry the show. I'm just here. Like, it's nice being. I prefer to just be the guest. So I almost feel like I'm a guest on my own podcast, or I'm like, why aren't you fucking being funny? Like,
yeah.
carry the show.
Yeah.
So that's not.
I'm the host. I ask the questions. You be funny.
Yeah. So it's not a great way to do it, but it. Yeah. And Dennis the other day was like, hey man, I listened to your podcast. I'm like, why? Why'd you do that? But that's the thing, like early on when you do anything, you got to realize nobody's paying attention really.
Yeah.
So that's the best time to do it, because we all think that people are paying attention. Like when you take any chances or risks or anything like that, you assume everybody's going to be like, what the hell? Like you can't do a podcast. And then you realize like nobody really gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when I started doing stand-up, I was so nervous to be like, yeah, I think I'm doing like, who do I think I am being a stand-up? Everybody's like, cool, man, go for it. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like nobody really
It's
cares.
all in your head. No one else
Yes.
In
gives
your
a
own
shit.
head, you're like, who am I?
Yeah.
What do I think I'm doing? And then like, yeah, you'll post a clip and be like, oh, I shouldn't have posted. Like, what am I thinking? And then you're like, oh, people look at it for 3 seconds and they go
Yes.
on with their day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't
it's
care.
so true. And
So-
hey, if you made people laugh, you fucking done a good job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Even if you didn't, it's like you got to do all that shit anyway, just to like harden yourself and be like, okay, now it hurts less every time I do it. So
Right.
even if it does suck, you still got to do it anyway, because it's like
Right.
eventually it's gonna suck less. I don't know. I'm not a fucking wizard here.
I know.
It's funny once you get a mic in front of you, you're like, I got some shit to say. And then you start talking, you're like, I got nothing to say.
Nothing. So when did you move down to Miami?
Almost exactly a year ago. October.
So pretty recently.
October like 25th. I remember I moved here, and I think the day I moved here, I went down to South Beach, and they had some like Halloween festivities going on down there, and it was just everybody was just dressed so slutty and so hot. I'm like, this is amazing.
I'm
this
in
is heaven.
paradise. Yeah.
And I'm walking around with my girlfriend, and I'm like, this probably isn't gonna last.
So do you know
Did
what you're
it?
gonna be?
And cut to 6 months later, and there I was by myself in Miami. I made that sound really sad, but no, it's cool.
Yeah. Some sad music.
Yeah.
Let's feel so bad for him. He's single in Miami. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Are
think
you
I
still
might have
single?
manifested it. I am still single. Yeah. Me and my
What's it like dating over there? I bet.
Oh, dating's weird.
Yeah, I bet.
No, I don't know. It's fine. It's like any city. I mean, you kind of have to filter through people that, I don't know. A lot of people complain But people complain in like any city I've been in. Like when I was in New York, people would complain about that. They're like, oh, it's impossible to date. It's like, no, you just have to put in effort and you find people that are similar to you. But it's like, if you're just like going after one chick and she's just not into you and you're like, oh, all these girls are all stuck up. They're just like this. It's like, no, that's one girl. She wasn't into you.
Right.
That's fine. She's allowed to not be into you the same way you're probably not into other women and they think you're like some fucking dickhead. It's like, no.
Right.
Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But you just got to keep at it. It's like anything. But it does take time. It takes a lot of effort. And nobody wants to be like, oh, I'm putting in a lot of effort to my dating life.
Right.
You know, we want it to all just kind of happen.
Right.
Like you run into somebody at a grocery store
Right.
and be like, oh, it's magic. It's like, no, you gotta
put in
get
some
out
work.
there.
Yeah.
It's like anything. It's like stand up. You know, you gotta just fucking keep bombing.
Yeah.
So,
It's so true.
that's what I'm gonna do. Just keep bombing.
What else?
Story of my life.
So in Miami, what else is there to do? I know there's like a big club scene. Do you do a lot of the clubbing there? And
No, I
You're not
haven't
a
been to
clubber?
any of the clubs really. No, I'll go to. I had a friend in town, maybe last weekend or a couple weekends ago, and we were trying to like keep linking up, and he was always like at a club or something, and I'm just like, how bad do I want to see this friend? I'm like, you know,
Right?
what?
Yeah.
not wait in line long enough to see a friend. Like I'll see you at like
dude,
a
I
bar
will
or
not
something.
wait in line for anything.
But
So
I'm not waiting in. I don't know that there's. I mean, maybe for like a girl, I would. If I was like in a low place, I would wait for a chick. I would be like, fine.
I'd wait for you in a line.
Thank you.
That's about it.
We're
Exactly.
in Tootsies. Yeah. No.
Just know, anytime we're waiting for a line for something, it's a really big deal.
Yeah.
I do know that with him. He has zero patience. So if he's waiting, it's like,
Yeah, it's like he's being a saint.
yes,
That's
literally. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Recently, my thing is, we'll park and I'll get out of the car to go wherever we're going. And she just doesn't get out. And I'm just waiting, and I'll end up coming around and opening her door, and she's still not ready. And it's like,
Yeah. What are you doing? Putting on makeup or
Still
I don't
like
know.
Looking at your
fixing
phone.
things
I
and
don't
like,
know.
just not feeling prepared.
unbuckling?
I'm just like,
taking
God,
time,
it's
but-
public. So my fuck. Like, that kind of feeling setting in. But
Funny. What women are allowed to get away with. We're just like, yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
A guy takes more than
standing
10.
outside the car.
If a guy takes more than a second, they're like, hurry the fuck up. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
I've
getting-
been ready.
I'm just getting mentally prepared.
look at this. I'm ready for
this.
once. And where are you? That's my favorite
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
we've
Girls,
always have to have like a lot of events. So we're used to having to
do
be late
shit.
for things. And yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of is how it is. Girls kind of get a free pass with that.
Yep, they do.
But I don't know. We do a lot of dumb shit too, so I guess it all comes out in the wash.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah,
I do a lot of dumb shit.
Dude, when I was
She's also a saint.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what you realize after a while. Like once you get single, you're like, damn, I'm pretty difficult to live with.
I thought I was great.
Yeah.
I really did.
I'm a fucking
when
slob.
I was yeah.
If I don't have a girl living with me, I'm a fucking slob. Because it's like, why would I pick that up?
Thank you for admitting that, because not a lot of people would admit to being messy these days. It's like such a thing.
Yeah,
now
that's
to be
true.
messy.
That's true.
I'm messy as hell.
Yeah. I mean,
But like, are you like never cleaning the toilet messy? Like, what kind of bachelor are you?
Or just
if I
clutter
have
messy.
somebody coming over, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
Okay.
presentable.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get everything.
If someone's coming over, I take all the clothes and I put them all on the bed and I shut the door.
Yeah.
That counts.
Exactly.
You'd be shocked that people.
The rest of the house looks good.
Yeah.
Right. It's good enough. But now I have a cat, and the cat is kind of like
Nice.
makes things loves to play with trash and stuff. So I was like, if I have like a bottle on the floor, that's a toy now. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pick that up and ruin her day.
Yeah. We're the
I'll leave
same
that on
way.
the
We,
floor.
we have 4 cats.
Jesus.
Yeah.
These are fucking wild.
I know.
Dude. I
Do
know.
they roam around outside or are they indoor?
They're all
Cats?
indoor cats.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you let them outside, what would happen? Coyotes would get them or something? Alligators?
Yeah.
There's so much shit around here.
Maybe
One
a
of them.
python?
One of them was an
Probably.
outdoor cat. She lived a hard life, and then we saved her from
The streets.
The
Literally.
the streets of Naples, and so now she's living the sweet life. She doesn't go
Yeah.
outside anymore.
She just sleeps like all day. This cat is like
You
so
think she misses
traumatized
it?
from
Or
her
you think
past.
you think she's,
No.
No.
I think if I opened the door and said, "You want to go outside?" she'd turn right around.
she's like, fuck that.
Yeah, no,
That's not for
I'm
me.
good here.
She's gonna live out the rest of her 9 lives inside.
Yep.
I live on the 4th floor of my place, and my cat fell off the other day when I was doing a podcast. Actually,
Holy shit! The balcony.
yeah, the balcony.
Oh.
And she's out there all the time. But for some reason, when I was doing a podcast, I was filming it. I don't think we got it. I didn't get it on film, unfortunately. That would have been fucking sweet.
Insane, bro.
But she decides then to do it. And I was like in the middle of podcast like this, and I'm like, I feel like I heard something. But I was like, we were like outside, and I'm like, probably nothing. And then I was like, did you hear something? Like, it was like bushes and something else. And I was like, maybe. And I was like, no. And then we just kept going for like 15 minutes, and I kept bringing it up. I was like, imagine if she fell off. And then we'd keep talking about something else. And then the girl I was with was like, we need to check and see. So we stopped it. We looked around, couldn't find her. We go outside. She's just sitting there under a bush, like just hanging out.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
dude.
She was cool, though. I think she liked it.
Did the bush like?
Yeah, it must have. Because
Okay.
there's like a bunch of bushes under me.
Yeah.
And I've asked people that are like cat people, I'm like, if she falls from this, is she okay? And everybody's been like, yeah, she's good. So I kind of had that kind of knew that was an option at some point that she might fall off, but
Yeah.
I didn't know
have
she was
heard
going to do it in
that
such dramatic
They
fashion.
always fall flat. Or
Really?
Whatever. Like, yeah, you could throw a cat anyway, and they always fall on their feet.
It's
on their
crazy.
paws. Yeah.
I wonder what level I guess you'd have to do a couple experiments to find out at what level.
Let's go to the 9th story.
That's what.
But yeah, my buddy, the guy who used to be on the podcast, his cat fell off of a balcony and it chipped its tooth, and it was a little messed up for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but otherwise,
But it's okay now.
it's
Probably
crazy.
has CTE.
Yeah.
Has the concussion disease now.
Yeah, we should
He has
study
mood
those cats and see
mood
how they
swings.
fall. Like, we could take a note out of their playbook on how to fall from a building properly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. I had a buddy that just yesterday fell down the stairs at his house.
really,
Slipped down the whole flight of stairs. And he's not even that old.
that's tough. Yeah,
But
but he's in Naples. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would hope
it's
they have
starting
like
now.
a response team to that in Naples, falling down the stairs.
But yeah, there's these things that you can wear. It's like a necklace with a button on it.
Yeah,
And so when they fall, they can hit the button. And someone's like sends the
Yeah.
emergency over. What is
was-
it called?
yeah,
There was like that
Life
very-
alert.
Yes,
That's
thank
it.
you. That shit. It's
Yeah.
everywhere here.
it
My
comes
grandma
with
had
the
one.
comes with the house probably when you buy one in Naples.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
They're
here's
all
your
over. There's
life
under the
alert.
tables. There's under the chairs.
You know what comes to here on all kinds of houses? A wheelchair lift
Really?
access to the second floor.
Now
How
that's
fun is
luxury.
that?
It's pretty sick.
For
Yeah.
your groceries or something, or baggage coming out of long trip. Just
Right.
send it up the stairs.
Yeah, I would think I would take that. I would like that in
Pretty
my house.
sick, just for
anyways.
fun.
Yep. Strap in. Just
Yeah. Yeah. How long before you're never walking upstairs again?
How long before your legs just don't work anymore?
Right.
Can't
You're like,
go-
I haven't
I
stood
can't.
up and I haven't needed to.
Yeah.
Why would I?
I have an electric scooter and I have that thing.
Yeah. Why would you stand up if you don't have to?
Yep.
It's such a fucking pain.
This is a good idea, actually. It's
Yeah.
like, it kind of sounds like fun.
I'm that lazy.
I am too.
I would do it.
It's just so easy to be lazy now. It's so much better to be lazy. It's like, I feel like it's ingrained in us to just conserve energy, and now it's like
Good
now we
point.
can do it every possible way. It's like our brains haven't adjusted to be like, oh no, don't do it all the time.
Yeah, we
Just
don't
do it for like survival.
Yeah, we don't have that survival thing kick in anymore.
Yeah,
We're just
now it's
always
like-
chilling.
Yeah.
People are taking ice baths now to like feel emotional
Yeah,
pain.
something.
So there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Feel alive.
Jesus Christ.
You guys could have an ice bath out here. That would be the perfect, right next to the hot tub,
We could.
or even a sauna.
I just feel
I
like
thought about
I'm
it.
not nearly enough of an athlete
Yeah.
to be doing stuff like that.
But I feel like that's like the lazy man's workout. If you don't want to work out, you just go ice bath, sauna.
Just give yourself like a minor heart
Yeah,
attack.
it's like you're gonna
I
be
worked
in-
out today.
Exactly.
You're gonna live long.
Yeah.
Calories were burned. It
Yeah,
works.
something will happen. I don't know what the science behind it is, but
Everyone's
something.
fucking doing it.
Yeah,
so
everyone's
it's-
doing it. It's gotta be cool.
I used to do this thing back in the day when my friends were too drunk. I called it the ice bowl, which is essentially an ice bath. You just get a bowl, fill it with ice water, and when people started to go down, you'd always see it on their face. You know, they'd start to go quiet,
Yeah.
and they'd start to turn a different color. It was like all the telltale signs, and I would immediately be like, "Get the ice bowl now! Get a bowl! Get some fucking ice! and then they'd stick their face in it,
Waterboard
and it
'em.
brings you
Yeah.
back. I've seen it bring people back from the dead.
Really?
Yeah. So I like to think I invented the ice bowl.
I've heard that that's like almost as beneficial if you don't have. I've heard if you don't have like an ice, whatever the tank to dunk yourself in, if you just put your face in it, that gives you almost like the same amount of benefits because it goes
Really?
right to your brain. Yeah.
See, there, I knew there was some fucking science behind
Yeah.
it, but
Oh, no.
yeah, I was dunking their heads in there. Nobody wanted to do it. Everybody was
No, of
resisting.
course.
Like, no, I don't want to.
Caleb's like,
And I was like, "Do you put your fucking face in that ice?" And then they were
Yeah.
like, "Wow, you're right.
Wow.
it works."
You were ahead of your time.
I know, right? This is high school. we're
before
talking.
the ice bucket challenge and everything.
Yep.
Like, holy shit.
So,
Oh yeah, I
I
forgot about
mean,
the ice
it's
bucket challenge.
it's been a long time since I've been that drunk.
Innovative.
Yeah.
Oh, drunk.
No, or innovative. But
Since you had a good idea.
but I'm telling you, the ice bowl.
That does it, huh?
If you see somebody going down,
Yeah, just throw it at them, even if they don't want to take
Women
it.
now all of a sudden too are like, holy shit, I look better after icing my face.
Yeah.
And it's
It's the
like,
secret.
yeah, have you never like iced a swollen ankle or
Yeah.
anything in your life? Like, what the fuck? It's really amazing to watch on TikTok, like every day figuring out that ice makes your eyes look better.
Really? I got to try that.
Pretty.
I
yeah.
knew that because I get so high sometimes that my eyes get swollen to the point where I can barely open them. And then again, you just stick them in the ice bowl, and it's like I got a new face.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Like I'm a new person.
Yeah.
Face
I
off.
should start doing that. I had a girl come up. I feel like girls are so like autistically honest about shit. Like they've never been told how to like be like sugarcoat things. Whereas guys, we would never like insult a girl. Like we try to like dance around shit. But this girl came up to me. She's like, "What are you using for like skin products?" I'm like, "I don't use shit for skin products." She's like, "I can tell." She's like, "You need to get on
That
this."
was her trying to gently
I was
like.
like, I was like, "Yeah." I thought she was telling me I was looking good. She's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you need to get on this, this, and this." I was like, "Thank you, fucking
Jesus
bitch."
yeah.
But also like that, yeah, I probably needed to hear that. You know, probably was like, yeah, I should probably
Back to the
moisturize.
deodorant.
I feel like you're
I know.
right.
Now
like,
she said that, and you're gonna now.
I
Like,
am.
oh, fuck! Now I gotta put on the.
Started getting moisturizer and stuff
Yeah.
because of that.
I feel like women are damn mean to men. I agree. Like I hear stories of my friends, things that they've said to partners recently and stuff, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like that's
Yeah.
vile. Like,
But it also keeps you in line as a guy. I think you need to hear it. I think
we
that's
don't
why
know,
it makes,
we don't know this stuff.
Right, it's what makes men. We're supposed to be able to absorb that.
Yeah.
Granted, yeah, sometimes it's a little over the top, but it's like they mean the overall message is probably right, but just the delivery
fucking
way of
To
doing
be
it.
honest, ours was the opposite. She's like sweet as pie, and her delivery is amazing, and mine was terrible.
Yeah,
And
get
she's
to work on it.
She's fixed me. I've gotten much better. Now I soft serve it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There is like
you
way
don't, you don't just.
yeah, you don't just spit it right at their
Yeah.
face. You kinda fucking drizzle. You let it dribble out.
She's just told me like it's your delivery. Like you can say what you want to say, but
Yeah.
your delivery is shit.
Right.
And I was like, oh wow.
had to
I
like
think-
break it down,
yeah.
you know,
It's comedy, man.
honey
It's all about timing
and vinegar and all
delivery.
that shit. And I was like, all right.
Yeah. Or you just like set the tone like, hey, this is who I am. That's why it's like if you're like
I tried that. Didn't work.
I think, yeah. And what was so funny was like, this was like 5 years into our relationship. And I was finally like, you know what? Fuck this.
yeah. Yeah.
Again, I thought I was doing great. so.
Yeah. And then I tried to do it for a little bit and it was not great. And so
Yeah, we reversed roles there for a bit.
Yeah, a little role play.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now. I'm going to be that guy. You know, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just-
That's the thing. Sometimes girls like we're not direct with them, so sometimes they appreciate directness. Like if you can be a little Asperger, like girls will like it if you're a little.
yes.
They like the aloof kind of guy,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But then yeah,
I'm
you
definitely
probably
a little Asperger's.
after you live with them for a little while, you're kind of just like, all right, this is how I want to be. Yeah, then you could start like picking and choosing what you want.
I guess
out
so.
of your partner.
I don't know what it was. Honestly, I had such a tight butthole like all the time about everything and like just couldn't be myself and just couldn't like laugh about anything and like have fun. And I feel like finally I was like, oh shit, I guess
She
like,
wouldn't fart. She
Yeah.
wouldn't. You know what I mean?
That's a big step in a relationship.
I finally was like, if you don't because she wouldn't shit when she came over to my place. And
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
I would
"You
leave.
Just shit,
You're like,
please.
shit on me. For God's sake. If it'll make it. This is your immersion therapy.
Yeah.
We have to do this.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
need to break through.
Yeah, it really was like, and I'm like, thank you. I'm forever changed
Yeah.
because of.
And then that's when it swung too far the other way.
Yeah, you're like, stop
All right,
shitting
all right.
every fucking place we go.
Yeah.
You're just shitting.
All right, you're shitting a
everywhere.
little too much now.
Okay, yeah, it's not
Reel it in.
hot. It's not hot.
Reel it in. That is a big step in the relationship when you can, when you're comfortable. Like, well, you kind of have to figure out like what people are comfortable with, because it's like sometimes you can take it too far.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're just like farting all the time, you're like, well, I still gotta have sex with you, so fucking
Exactly.
keep it together.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine who's engaged
Yeah,
they don't fart around each other.
I
Even though
respect-
they're
I
going to get
respect that.
married. You respect it? I don't know, dude. I don't know if I could spend the rest of my life holding in fucking farts.
Yeah, but it's more like, I don't know.
Waiting for the wedding day, and then
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
when we're married,
That's
you
the
can fart
new.
all you want.
That's
babe.
the new virginity, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess at that point, once you're married, it's like you kind of have to. I guess it just shows that they're still trying to like impress each other. Which I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a therapist, but
I think that will give you ass cancer.
yeah,
One way or
cancer.
another. Yeah.
I would guess it's not going to work out. Either way, if I had to predict any relationship, I'd be like, yeah, it's not going to work out.
That's what I told him. You need to either start farting or just end that.
Yeah, or get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
But I
healthy.
think guys, our fear, at least this is one of my fears, is like if I start farting in front of a girl, then she's going to start farting. I'm going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm going to be like, slow down.
Whoa.
This is-
Whoa.
I've learned now there is like a level.
Girls don't fart.
Yeah. There, I know. And honestly, I'll be real. I like leave the room if I know it's going to be a fucked up fart. I'm like, I'll
if it's
spare
gonna
you from
ruin-
this.
If it's going to ruin
I'll walk
our-
away. But then now he knows. He's like, why did you just, you're randomly leaving the room? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
you're like
'cause-
shitting
yeah.
your pants in your office. Great.
But that's good because I think smell is like our thing we remember the most.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty
Right.
sure like smell is like the thing
Oh,
that's
yeah,
linked to memory.
Yes, that's true.
So it's like now every time you see that person, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot
Wow,
about
that's
that.
true.
That
fart.
fart that one time.
Yeah, the
Right?
trauma comes back, and,
And
then
it's
it's
like
like the flashbacks
Smell
are
the
happening.
fart.
Yeah.
It's not that you don't love them anymore, but it's like you can't not think of that.
They're connected with the
smell.
fart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I still love you, but god damn it.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to eat that?
You open the door that can't be closed.
Dude, speaking of, I ate some hot wings this week, and I'm
Yeah.
usually not like a super hot wing guy, but I ate the Nashville hot wings. It fucked me right up.
Really?
Where I still, it's been a week, and I still don't trust my asshole.
Yeah, it's traumatizing.
Like I still don't trust a fart. I don't know if it's a fart or if,
Right. What a weird thing that is, that like I like to eat spicy foods too, and I forget every time that I'm eating it, like, oh, this is gonna hurt when it comes out.
yeah, it's
And
delicious.
it's every time it happens, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Every
Yeah, yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, I have IBS. Fuck.
What is that about spicy food? Are we not supposed to eat spicy food? Is that what our body's telling us?
I guess.
It's got to
But,
be
like-
like a biological
But like Indian food is,
Yeah, I
and
think it
Mexican
is.
food, it's like all spicy.
right. Were they always just walking around with like assholes that were hurting them?
Burning. Yeah, that's why
You would think we would have
walk
evolved
a little different.
Yeah, I would think we would have evolved past that.
Oh,
Yeah.
At some
shit.
point.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know, there's a
And
lot of
maybe
things.
that's why they shit in the ground, because they're like, it's just so bad that like
Bury it.
Yeah, just hope
my
that the
sister
dirt gets
lived
in
there for a few months, and yeah, I guess they're all like ground
The shit's
toilet. You
just
just
running.
Where?
squat
In
in toilet.
India?
Yeah,
Really? Yeah, that's got to be crazy, huh?
I can't really imagine, honestly.
People are just walking along the street and you just dig a hole and shit there? How does
No,
it
I
work?
think in the house there's like,
everybody's house has a hole.
I'm pretty sure that's what. Yeah, and you got to do like the squat. Like,
Where does the hole lead to?
dude, I don't think.
I think it's just a river.
where
of shit
she
in the
was at.
street.
I don't think that there was like, super
I'm
plumbing.
pretty sure
going
when you
on.
walk the streets of India, like what we would call the gutter is just shit and piss.
I guess you can't complain if your girlfriend farts then in America. That's a very small worry.
Dude,
as
honestly,
opposed to
yeah.
Shitting in the you're both just shitting in the house and then being like, all right, what are we going? What do you want to do today?
Yeah.
You're like,
You
"Well, your
step
shit is
outside
right
your door.
there." Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's
The level of intimacy. It's not great. Oh my God.
yeah. I guess that's natural though. I guess that's humans, you know.
Yeah.
And every other animal, it seems like, just kind of does that. It's not really a big deal.
We just did a thing last week about animals that like shit in a communal pile, because there are some animals in nature that go back and will shit in the same spot.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you know
Yeah.
that?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
They're just civilized.
Yeah, yeah.
They just-
Oh, to like keep it out of like their everyday
Yeah.
Yeah.
life.
Like an elephant was one that they'll go back and just keep shitting in the same corner or whatever.
And all the other elephants do the same thing, or
Yeah.
one elephant has their own.
No, all
pile?
of them. All of them shit
Really?
in a
They're
big
like,
pot.
this is the outhouse.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty
It is
interesting.
Very
And
interesting.
Turd
I wonder,
fact.
Yeah, I wonder if they run into each other there. Like, hey, what's up?
Excuse
Mike?
me.
Yeah.
Not your turn, asshole.
Yeah, and if they're all eating at the same time, aren't they all shitting at the same time then
Right.
too? It gets kind of busy.
We're like that.
Yeah.
Shit at the same time.
You ever
It's
do
true.
that? You go out with your girl to eat something crazy, like fucks up your stomach, and as you're sharing, you're like, oh, she's probably got this.
Dude, we're
You're like,
always,
wow, I'm a fucking animal, and you're like, oh shit,
We're
she's the same fucking way.
it's a good thing we have two toilets.
Oh.
all
That's
I'll
key.
say. Yeah. Because we always have to shit at the same time.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
totally.
neither of you can be like ashamed when you walk, or you're kind of like both ashamed when you walk out.
And-
I've always lived in one bedroom apartments with girls, with one bathroom and like 400 square feet of house. So it's like when
Yeah.
the person's like, you know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just weird when they're like, when they like call you out on it, because you try to just do it like, I don't want to make a scene about it, but I also don't want to be like hiding it. So you kind of just want to
Yeah,
like
just
go about your normal life, and then she'll be like, "What's up? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "You know what I'm doing in here.
I know.
Like, stop trying to." And I hate when she like tries to talk to me when I'm in there. I'm like, "Don't try to talk to me right now."
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you want to do for dinner? I'm like, "No, we're not doing it. We're not having like a fucking husband wife married for 50 years type of relationship. Like, let's have some mystery here."
Well, especially when you're dating girls for like a couple months or something. Yeah,
it's
that's
like, come
insane.
on,
Like,
this is a lot.
yeah.
This is our shit routine goes something like this. We have like a little corner with the smoke corner. We take a hit, we take a little bong rip, and then it's like, all right, break. And we both go to our separate toilets.
That's great.
Yep.
man. That's incredible.
yeah.
Like a little peace pipe, like a little offering.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what we're both about to do,
Gets things moving.
we're forgiven.
Gets you in the right mindset for a poop.
I like can't poop without like weed now.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane.
You guys
Like,
are wild.
Yeah, I know.
I've never heard that before. Well, that's
I guess that's
crazy.
my weird poop thing.
It's
yeah,
same.
Maybe it
it's same
loosens
thing.
you up a little bit.
It
Gets rid
definitely
of
does.
these.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes things flow a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You kind of cough it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It makes your, yeah. Dude, what a crazy thing that is that we shit, and that we've made it like so because it's like little kids, they don't know to be like embarrassed by shitting.
No.
Like I have nieces and nephews, and like they're a little older now, but like before, when they like couldn't wipe and stuff, and they'd be like, "Can you wipe? Can you
Yeah.
like come wipe me?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Yeah, come." Or like sometimes I'd have to, and I'd just be in there with them, and they'd be like shitting and be like, "Oh, I think that's my chicken fingers that I had earlier today." Like they're just so shameless about it.
I love it.
Dude, you have a great joke about the kid that doesn't know how to wipe.
Oh yeah,
I love that fucking joke.
Thank you.
How does it go?
That's one of 3 that works, so that's great. That's funny whenever people come up after the shows, they're like, "I like that one joke." I'm like, "Fucking, I know that joke works. Tell me another joke that fucking."
Yeah. I know that's gold. Give me something else.
But yeah, that is true. Like I've had to like with my nieces and nephews like wipe them, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with this. So if I'm like around, if like anybody else, even if my parents are around, I'm like, you guys take this one. I don't want to
Yeah.
do this. But then I also feel like, what kind of person? Why can I not do it? I'm just not doing it because I just don't feel like it. But it's
I know.
like,
And then it's
I
like,
sh-
am I a weirdo?
yeah, I should
like,
be mature enough. I should be an adult enough.
No,
like,
no, I'm with you. I have nieces and nephews, and I was the same. I babysat them. I was awesome uncle, I think. I hope.
yeah,
But that was the one thing. I'm not going to wipe your ass.
yeah,
I changed the diapers when they were babies.
yeah. I don't
But-
think I ever changed diapers.
I did that.
But I would do wipe.
terrifying.
I would do wipe an ass when they were like 4 or 5, 4, whatever ages that they need their ass wiped, and like they know what's going on, and I'm like, this is too much.
You're in there with the stall.
Yeah, like,
they
come on.
know.
Like, and there's been times my sister has like given them to me. I'm sure it wasn't like intentional, but like I've had them for all day, And I'm like, well, now I have no option but to do this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you knew they were gonna take a shit, but it's just like, she doesn't think about it because she's like, who cares? I do it fucking 10 times a day.
Right.
You can handle it. And I'm like,
I
yeah,
think
Are you gonna?
I think my dad wiped my sister's ass till she was like 10. She's gonna kill me for saying that. But it was like this big thing in our house that we would all be like hanging
You
out.
never told me this.
Yeah, dude, we'd all just be like silence in the house. And then all of a sudden you just hear like a scream from the bathroom. Daddy, will you wipe me? And it's like a
Wow.
song that we still like make fun of my sister for this shit.
yeah.
Wow.
And I gotta be for real, like I don't know what was going on there. She said he was
It's
good
hilarious
at
because
it.
her dad is like a giant.
Yeah.
Dude,
The image of that is just so funny.
his hand.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he
Like,
probably
look how
got a
big my
good.
hands
He probably
are.
did like a dentist style cleaning, and she's like, I can't do this on my own. I need
was too
somebody.
good at
And it's
it.
like, if you could have somebody wipe your ass, it's
Why?
like, why not? Yeah,
Like,
it's like, I
who would
prefer
want to
somebody
start
else.
doing that? I guess.
Are you gonna wipe Oakley's ass when it's time?
I've like wiped. My nephew is 2, and I've maybe wiped his ass twice. I just. I
Yeah.
don't
I'm
think-
gonna call you in next time to give me a wipe. I'm gonna sing the song and see if she comes.
No, man. I don't know. The one time I wiped my nephew, it made me laugh so hard though, because he like shit a brick basically, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like,
Yeah, they have wild shits.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
didn't know
grown
that
up
happened.
adult shits. I'm like, what the
and
hell's
it was
going on
solid,
here?
and it like rolled. I was like, "What in God's name?" It really scared me. I don't know.
Yeah, but they're
Not
just,
into all that baby stuff.
they're just very shameless about it, and then we train them to be like ashamed of shit.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not
weird.
good. You
So
need
it's
to
unnatural. But also, it feels natural to like not want to shit in front of people. So I don't know which one it is. Is it because we were told not to, or because we're like it's in our minds not to? Well, I guess
mean-
if animals go other places to do it, like maybe
I think in
something in
India,
us.
again, I haven't been there, but I think like there's no divider at all. It's just like a wooden box with a bunch of holes, and they just all shit next to each other.
Let's
yeah.
go.
So maybe it's
Maybe it's
something
just
it's a
us.
learned behavior.
Yeah, we're just.
I
Because I'll
think
pee in
so.
front of pretty much. I mean, I'm not really that scared to pee in front of people.
No, I'll pee in a line.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
But yeah,
used to
shitting in
seeing
a
that
line would be
outside of
weird.
bars and stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like shitting, it's a whole nother experience. It just feels very intimate. It's
Eye
like really
contact
letting
with
somebody
peeing,
into
though, is a
your
little
soul. You know,
Yeah,
I think they say
it really is.
the smell. It's like that
If
was
you-
in. It's like, oh, it's not supposed to smell like that. Yours is fucking extra. Yours is extra weird.
Huh.
I think we
Yeah.
need to poop more because they're saying millennials and stuff are getting colon cancer at like shockingly early ages and like at massive rates.
'Cause
So
they're
I have a
ashamed.
theory that I think we
the
need to
poop
do
shame.
that. Yeah.
I wonder if it's girls more than guys, or if it's the
Oh,
same. I feel
I
like
don't
girls are
know.
less likely to shit. Although I know a lot of guys that are weird about shit. Like they won't shit in like public places and stuff.
All through school, I wouldn't shit.
Yeah,
So I held my shits for until I was 18 years old.
it's crazy to think
Yeah.
about that.
So did
Yeah.
I, and I think it made my appendix burst.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
didn't
that's
want to
the
shit at
reason.
school.
Yeah.
Man. I just didn't want to shit at school.
Constipated.
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
had a thing.
Well, that school's kind of traumatizing too, because it's like kids will come in and be like, "Oh, who's shitting?" and they'll throw stuff at you.
Yeah,
and
they'll do the
stuff.
wad of wet toilet paper
Or they'll
over
just
the
come out of the
stall.
bathroom and be like, "Oh, he's shitting in there." It's like,
And then there was that crazy naked guy who was always
Yeah.
fucking in the back. Like I swear,
Oh
this
my
guy was
God,
always
dude.
in there, dude.
yeah,
So you'd be trying to like squeeze one out, and Ross would come in,
Right.
and he'd be peeking over and
Yeah.
getting naked and doing all sorts of shit. So
Right.
I was like, I'm just not gonna go in there.
and you can't get him back because he's not ashamed of it. Like he loves being naked.
Yes,
Wow.
Loves,
yeah.
like, yeah.
He would take what we called an aerial dump, where he would get on like Spider-Man on top of the stall,
Yeah,
all like this, and
Yeah.
take a shit from way up here
yeah.
and plop it from as high as he could get.
It's crazy. We all had that kid in school. Like, I know that exact kid.
Yep.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
What is
oh my
that?
God.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People are.
And he went to like a really
people are
small
weird.
school. So for him to still
small
have that
private
kid, I'm
school.
like, holy shit.
No matter what, no matter how many numbers there are, there's always there has to be one of those.
20 people in your grade and you still had it.
Yeah.
The wild card.
It's crazy.
So
Insane.
you seem to like to push it with your comedy.
Yeah.
With the dirtiness. Have you
Yeah.
ever had any people come up to you and get offended or
Not really, which lets me know I'm not pushing it far enough. You know, I think I need that, because I feel like every like offensive comic has like all these stories about people getting really pissed off and offended. I don't know that I've really upset too
You
many.
just skate
No one's
that
called
line.
the
You just
cops
perfectly
on you
skate
yet.
that line.
Yeah.
Oh, I had an incident in Boston, actually. I forgot about this. A lady, so she was like a younger lady, but it was a improv room, and improv rooms are known for being like overly sensitive or like woke kind of. So they did mostly improv, but then every once in a while they do a stand-up show. So we had a stand-up show there, and I just went to it. It wasn't like I was just on the show. I was one of maybe like 4 or 5 comics on it. There was 4 people in the crowd. So it was a terrible, horrible show. And it was I think it was mostly guys on it. So the guys were just like saying whatever. I guess they were some of them were filthy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple jokes that weren't great. So after me, the lady who was the owner of the improv gets on stage and she's like, "This show can't go on. This show is ending. Like, this does not represent the improv." And the 4 people in the crowd were like, "What the hell's going on?" They were like, "We thought it was fine. I mean, it's 4 of us, doesn't matter."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm so sorry. We'll refund you all your money." The show was $5 a piece.
Whoa.
They're like, "Okay, sure." Like, I'll
What
take
the
the $5. So she does some big thing. We leave. We don't think anything of it. We actually went to a bar next door, and the crowd was in the bar, and they were like, "We thought that show was great. What's up with that lady? She's a fucking psycho."
Yeah.
We don't think anything of it. The next day, she makes some big tweet about it, and somehow it goes viral. I don't know how. She couldn't have had many followers. I mean, but
Yeah,
somehow,
she's a fucking improv lady.
yeah, she does some grandstanding tweet, and it goes super viral. She's like, "I shut down a comedy show of misogynistic, sexist," using all these like crazy, of course, terms.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, I shut it down, and I've never felt more alive," was like her quote. And it was this big long thing, her just being like, I did it. I showed these guys, and it goes super viral because people are like, "Yeah, you go, girl," or other people are like, "Fuck this bitch, like she's a nuts." And a bunch of people saw it. Bill Burr commented on it on his podcast. Chris D'Elia commented on it. Anthony Jeselnik commented on it. It was like a big
Wow.
news story. And in it, she quoted one of my jokes, but she butchered it. So all the comics were like, "Well, the joke sucked, but still, you shouldn't shut down the thing."
Yeah.
Because the joke was, it was about driving for Uber. I drive for Uber, and I'm always picking up drunk girls, and they're always saying the same thing, like, "Let me out of the trunk and help." Things like that. And she said it like something. She's like, "Yeah, this guy's a misogynist because he makes women sit in the trunk of his car," or something like that. I'm like, "You're missing the whole."
Yeah.
I'm like, the misogyny is a very small part of it. I'm actually killing them and kidnapping
Literally.
them. Like, that's the bigger issue here.
Yeah.
Like, you totally missed the whole thing. To call that misogynistic is really missing the boat.
Yeah. For real.
And then so yeah, they all kind of like, they shit on the joke because she butchered it, and then they also like would shit on her and be like, "This girl's everything that's wrong with like people and stuff." So that was the one time I think I upset anybody.
And it wasn't
with
even that
comedy.
bad.
It wasn't that bad, and it was kind of cool. People were like, "Dude, this is you. This was your thing," and they're like, "Bill Burr was talking about it. All these other people are talking about it." And then for a while in Boston, every time I would get on stage, people would be like, "You've heard of him on the Bill Burr podcast," and that's how they would
fucking
bring me
awesome.
up. But I mean, it wasn't really me on the Bill. It was a story about
you on
about a butchered joke that a lady did about me.
Hey,
On the Bill
any
Burr
press
podcast.
is good press, right?
That's how I felt. Yeah. At the time, I didn't like take advantage. I didn't like do it. I just saw it. I should have like chimed in and been like, "Yo, that's me." But it's like, what would that have done? I just kind of let it go. And just was
You don't
like,
be like,
yeah.
"No, you butchered it, lady. It's not
Yeah,
what I fucking
like,
said."
actually.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Well, that joke sucks too." So.
Oh man. So how do you come up with your material? Do you just do you have a little notebook or like scraps of napkins or like?
I try to sit down and write stuff. Yeah, that's the only way I've really been able to do it, is like, usually it helps when something like happens in life and I can kind of comment on it.
Yeah.
But otherwise it's like, I don't know, if life gets into like this, I don't know, I feel like nothing crazy is happening, then you kind of just got to make shit happen.
Mhm.
So a lot of it is like dating and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, when you have a girlfriend, you're not really dating. So then it's like every joke is about your girlfriend. And then it's like you kind of get sick of that. Then you got to start dating again. And you're dating. And you're like, all these jokes are the same. So, yeah, I feel like it's sitting down and writing and then just like staying disciplined with that. But that's like the hardest. That's the hardest part because sometimes it's like, what the fuck do I mean, there's always something to write about. But sometimes it's like, I feel like my jokes that are the best are the ones that are something that happened, and then you take that and you make like the extreme version of that. You add the joke onto like a real life event,
Right.
and that's usually
Kind of like the Uber joke.
yeah,
You
exactly,
just take it that next step. And,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I don't think a lot of comedians are doing that style of comedy anymore. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
some people are like, "Oh, you're doing like 1950s comedy." I'm
No,
like,
I wouldn't say 1950s, but you know, I'd say more like I'd say maybe Mitch Hedberg a little bit, who is like one of my all-time favorites.
Same.
Like he's great. I just think it's a style that's sort of faded out.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. It's just kind of what I started doing when I started, and now I like can't get out of it. And it's probably more difficult when it comes to like getting any sort of time and things like that.
Yeah.
But it's now it's like the only way my brain knows how to write jokes. So it's gift and a curse, I guess. It kind of like fucks you in a way, but it's also like you're going to be kind of unique in most places. So people that do like you, like really, like I've noticed in shows, if people do like you, they really like you, and other people are just like, what the fuck is it? Like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
I have sensed that in the audience of foreign people, and it is pretty funny to witness, honestly.
Yeah, like what's going on? He's gonna do this the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
But then you see some Mitch Hedberg sets, and it's like, sometimes the crowd just didn't get it.
Yeah.
But he was like
Yeah.
a rock. Like if you do get it, you're like, this is the greatest ever.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're just like, the hell's happening?
It's just like any other art form. You got to be unique,
Right.
And not everybody's gonna like it, but there's gonna be that select group that are like, this is it. This is fucking
this is for me.
hilarious. So you just gotta
Exactly.
find your group and your people, and
Right. And they're out there. All
I would say
all 8 of them are out there. So I just gotta find them.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
but I would say stick to your thing, man, because I love it.
Thanks,
I
dude.
think it's great.
Yeah,
I agree.
I appreciate it.
So do you have like a pre-show warm-up that you do backstage?
No, I usually I think I get more nervous than most people. Like a lot of comics, they'll be like talking and stuff before they go on stage. They'll just be having like a regular conversation, then go up on stage. I'm like, I have to like kind of go over what I'm gonna say, and also I joke around about it, but I'm like, all right, I got to go just be nervous for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I don't really do anything. I'm just like, I just have to go be. It's like I could avoid that altogether and probably just have a conversation, go up and be fine. But I'm like, I have to go
No.
be worried.
Have a
It's
little
way more
pretend
fun to be
moment.
like fucked up about it.
Yeah,
Right?
have a moment of silence and get your shit together mentally. That's what I usually do before the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to need to sit here for 10 minutes and be in silence.
Right. And you don't know why. I don't know if it does any good for me. It
I know.
probably makes things worse. But
Yeah.
It
Ups the anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the adrenaline's really good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Now
guess
I'll
at,
do
like,
I'll
6
do some like breathing and stuff, because sometimes I'll feel my heart beating like a lot, and I'll have to like breathe and chill if it's like a good crowd. I mean, it kind of happens before every show, but I notice it more when it's like a big crowd, like when Chris Kinback was there a couple weeks ago. Every show was like sold out, so it's like you do one and you're like, oh shit, and you realize the next crowd's just as big.
Yeah.
And you're like,
we were there actually.
it's gonna be like this all fucking weekend. So it's like, now I know what I'm prepared for. A lot of times if you don't know what you're going into, I'm less nervous because I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. But now it's like, if someone's like, oh no, there's gonna be 250 people there and you gotta and like all the other comics are gonna do well. It's like you gotta do well.
Yep. I used to do a little bit of acting. Used to do like vocal warm-ups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got one just for you. You can use this.
Yeah.
I just came up with it.
Okay.
Jason Bateman, cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman, cheese and bacon. Just
Now that's gonna be stuck in my head. I'm gonna be like, yo, how do I get this out of my fucking head? Like, what's the next one?
Just say that to yourself a few times.
Ozark schmozark.
Ozark, Schmozark. So there you go, Jason Bateman, cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
Bateman.
I
I can't even say it once.
I played basketball in college, and I would like my freshman and sophomore year, I would like never get in the game, but I would always be like nervous before games. And I remember one time I was like stretching and doing all this stuff, and my buddy came up to me and goes, dude, you're not getting in the game. The fuck are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just get nervous before the fucking it made me realize, like, oh yeah, what am I doing? But it's like you kind of just got to get nervous just to get nervous.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, this is a thing that's about to happen. I need to like be prepared if something does happen, that I need to be.
I think that's what the nerves
ready.
do for you. It's like it gets you that, makes you alert, ready for any,
Right.
The adrenaline's pumping.
Right. And it gets me to like go over my sets and stuff, which like I can't do anything unless I'm like under pressure.
Yeah.
If it's like crunch time, then I'm like, okay, now I got to go over this. And then sometimes jokes will come then when it's like you have to come up with something
Right.
in a short amount of time.
I think that's the lazy people thing. Is like when it gets down to the hour, that's when we shine.
Right.
That's when everything clicks.
Because I have so much time to like go over my stuff, and I just can't do it until like the time I'm like, fuck, I have to do it. Now I have to do this because I don't want to look like an asshole up there.
Yeah. Yep. It's a good reason. So what's the percentage of women out in Miami that you think would have BBLs? Because
Great question.
I know it's a lot.
Yeah. I would say conservatively women in the BBL age range, because it's got to be, it can't be like.
Yeah, you'll die if you
crazy.
get one at 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
It's probably, I mean, you'd have to be in like the range of women that could get it.
Yeah.
Would get it. 20%.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good
lot
amount.
of women.
I don't know if it's like full. I don't know what else there is. Maybe it's not that high, but at least like some sort of augmentation
Some
done.
sort of injection or
something done to their
Do you
their
notice
body.
more butts are being done than boobs?
I don't know.
Are
I feel
girls like
the
not even
boobs
getting their
are-
boobs done anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe maybe the BBLs are cheaper and maybe they're less invasive. I don't know how they work. Maybe they're easier.
No,
to
they're
get
like
done.
really serious surgery. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, a girl, I don't know, she was like an Instagram famous person or something. She just died of a BBL. And she's like my age. Like,
Didn't realize
she's like
that
30.
you could die from a BBL.
It's putting it all out there.
It's because you're getting your whole
It's a
body
major fucking
is
surgery, huh?
bleeding essentially.
Wow.
And like, yeah, they're you know how they get the fat out? It's
Oh, yes,
crazy
yeah.
with the lipo, and then
Yeah.
it's
The
major.
dedication. Yeah. And the thing is, like, they can't undo it. Like, some of them look ridiculous, and it's like they must want to like be like, fuck, can I get this
Didn't
undone?
the Kardashian get
Yes.
her BBL reversed?
They have removed their BBLs, so that's the new
They
trend.
convinced the whole country to get BBLs, and
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? Fuck this.
Take it out.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah, they got their fake tits removed, everything.
And it is weird.
They did because they were getting
Really?
sick from they were like, yeah, you know, they're really bad for your body, and
Wow.
Yeah.
They started
Now-
a movement of changing your body.
Were
and
they
then-
kind of the first ones to do it? I guess the people in Brazil and probably were doing it for a while.
that's for sure. You know, and then like Pam Anderson's body was still like that figure,
Yeah, she had
but
the
like
fake titties.
I think maybe the Kardashians probably made it more for the regular girl because they were like on Snapchat and stuff like that, and so then
Yeah.
everyone was like, well, fuck, like if she's looking like that on Snapchat, then I need
I
to.
feel like they normalized it. They
yeah.
didn't start it, but they normalized it.
I mean, being from Naples, my next door neighbor for her high school graduation, she got a tip job like from her dad.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean? He was like,
crazy.
"Here you go, honey."
A tip job?
Tit job. Sorry.
Tit job. Yeah, I had a girl in my class, same thing. Tit job for high school graduation.
Yeah, like now you
Yeah.
can go to college. You've earned your wings.
Yeah, that's so tough. As a dad to do that, I don't know. That's a slippery slope.
It's yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I knew a girl, or I dated a girl for a little while who was from Ecuador, and she got hers done in Ecuador. So I can't imagine it was pretty shoddy. And like she had like these big scars under her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said when she woke up, the doctor was like kissing her or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, that's
Oh.
like, that's fucking weird.
That's an Ecuadorian tit job.
Yeah, it comes with that.
Yeah.
I guess that comes with it.
I mean, was it cheap at least?
I think it was really cheap.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple
Was
thousand.
it cheap? Did she have to pay a lot to be raped?
Damn.
Yeah, it's like, how much is that? But yeah, that's a weird thing. And to like wake up to it means like what was going on when she wasn't aware and shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
I don't know. People get away. People do crazy shit in those fucking countries. I feel like there's nobody like, nobody's policing anybody over
Not at
there.
all.
It's like people are just dating like 13-year-olds over there.
They
I'm like,
don't
yeah,
give a
what is
shit. Especially in the medical field, they just do whatever.
I don't
Like,
trust
put a
doctors
goat,
here, so I'm like,
on
Jesus, I
on
can't
a chicken's
imagine.
head and
Yeah.
just fucking put them together.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay. Fuck it. Just take the genes of this one, mash it in a bowl.
Yeah,
They don't care.
yeah. And then people, yeah, if you go in there to get a boob job or anything like on a budget, it's probably not the smartest.
What if you're getting like
Thing.
stolen tits from like a dead woman?
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows? They're just putting like rocks in it.
It's heavy.
Just bags of sand.
So
They're like, this is what
lumpy.
tits.
Yeah.
This is what tits are, right?
Yeah,
They're just,
bag of sand.
Exactly.
So, what have you been watching? The writer's strike finally ended.
yeah.
It's been 5 months. What have you been watching?
I
during-
didn't even notice, to be honest.
Really?
What was?
I've been fucking dying.
There's so many shows that I haven't watched that it would take me so long to catch up on everything before I was like up to speed on like, oh, they haven't made any new show. Like I feel like we have enough shows now forever.
You would
don't know.
think.
You would think.
But and then there's
Yeah.
people like me.
So
who
for,
just
for
watch
5
some-
months, they just didn't have any. They just weren't making new shows. They weren't putting out new. They weren't allowed to put out new seasons, or
there was, even though it was a writer's strike, I think it was SAG-AFTRA, so there was
actors couldn't act.
it was a lot of stuff. And
What if
and
they already had something like in the can? They couldn't release it.
I think if it was already done and in the can, they were fine.
They could release
But
it.
anything
yeah.
that was still in production of any kind, they shut it down.
Because I know they couldn't like promote stuff. I know they would all go on and they'd be like, "Oh, I can't talk about the movie I'm doing and shit like that."
It's
Which is weird.
crazy. It was like everything.
It was everything.
Yeah.
Except maybe reality TV. Because they don't have writers.
Right.
Well, that was
but it's
debatable
still SAG.
even.
I
Yeah.
assume it's still SAG.
It would have
Yeah.
been prime time for us that aren't in any sort of contracts or anything to be like, "Yeah, I'll do the fucking.
Yeah, I'll be.
I'll do the acting. I'll do the writing and the acting."
Right. And that's why things like the Delta Pooper were going viral, because we have nothing better to talk about
Yeah.
than people shitting up and down a plane.
Is that the guy that had diarrhea on the plane?
Yeah.
It was actually a lady.
We think, yeah.
We
No.
assumed it was a man,
Yeah, everybody assumed it was,
but
a
it was a
man.
lady. Yeah.
I told him girls have like stomach issues now.
Yeah.
We've been on birth control for too long and
What was the situation with that, and how has that only happened once? Why has it never happened before?
or
What was she
did it
doing? She couldn't
just-
get into. She could. Both bathrooms were locked or something.
I haven't
or what?
heard like her story. Yeah.
You need her on the podcast, dude. That would be a big get for the Turd Talk.
Oh
kidding?
yes.
Yeah.
The Delta Pooper.
You could do all like legendary poop stories. Dude.
Do you got any good poop stories?
No, I'm ashamed. Remember, I'm a
Oh, yeah,
quiet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Keep it very DL. I don't know if I have any.
Lives in the shadows.
Yeah,
I got one poop story for you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was coming back from Miami. I just dropped off my friend.
Yeah.
And I was driving back Alligator Alley,
Yeah,
which
I know all about alligator.
you know.
Alley. Yeah,
it's just 2 lanes, one going each way, and
for a long time, there's no stopping.
exactly.
Yeah,
And no rest stops either.
nothing.
So I was having to shit bad, just dying.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 hours and 2 hours. So
Yeah.
I was up on 3.5 hours,
Yeah,
and I kept passing those like nature stops.
yeah,
You know the ones I'm talking about?
yeah,
Where it's-
yeah. The, like says like wildlife,
Yeah, it's-
preservation or something.
And
like
it's
that.
right by the road.
Yeah, it says like panther preservation. or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a couple picnic tables with a
Oh,
like
yeah,
a,
yeah.
a thatched thing. And,
Yeah. People fishing in those little
Yes.
ponds
Yeah.
right there.
So I pulled into one of those things. As traffic was whizzing by, I got up and just shit in the trash can.
Nice.
And
There's no bathrooms in those things?
no,
What the hell are those things for?
I don't know. Just a rest.
It's almost like a trucker like blowjob.
Yeah,
style. It's like what do they think's gonna happen there if they don't put anything?
Yes.
That is set up for blowjob.
What is
It
a
is.
rest? A rest area is a come fuck
Yeah.
strangers here.
Yes.
Is it dudes come fuck each other?
So it was broad daylight. People are whizzing past, and I was just shitting, and then I had to wipe my ass with my sock.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And just threw that away and
Yeah, got out of there.
got out of there. But yeah,
I have a hard time every time I hear the story. I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, that
You're like,
was
that's
your
my-
only choice."
Yeah,
Like,
that's my man.
Yep. It was it was that or shit my pants in the car, and then
Right, that's
you
a
know,
whole nother. That's a whole nother
And
thing.
then my car's nasty, and I'm
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
in my own shit. And
yeah, shame.
I felt it was the best choice.
That is pretty good, actually. That's pretty resourceful, I'd say.
And the trash, they have that perfect like little round thing on top.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like a
So it's
metal
almost
trash
like
can with
made
the
for
whole.
that.
It was perfect.
Where were nobody was around? Thank God.
No
right?
one was at that rest stop, but many people saw me shitting.
That's
Really?
what I was
Like, yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
Of, the cars. Yeah.
Oh, people watching.
Yes,
But, like,
people
from a-
people watching and laughing
from a
and
distance.
pointing
Oh, really? You think people were like,
for sure.
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, people rolling their window down and laughing.
Really?
Yeah.
You couldn't have like faced the other way. Were you facing them or were you
No,
facing away?
I was facing away.
I was gonna say you could have saved yourself
But
some
they
embarrassment.
they knew exactly what I was. They saw me hopped up on top of the trash.
No, I have to
staring.
do
They
that.
do.
I have to look at them. They need to see this.
Yeah,
I have to.
dick forward.
This was my
Yeah.
this was my fault. I must deal with the consequences here.
I love it.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank
That's a
you.
real alpha move. I
I'm
think.
not an alpha. That was just a
But sometimes it comes out of you.
desperation. Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't think you are, but you have some real alpha qualities in you.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's a real problem solver. That's a survivor right there. If shit hits the fan, literally, he's ready to go.
I'm your guy.
Survivor. I love that.
Yeah. He's the guy you want in the bunker.
No. Well, thank you so much for being on Turd Talks, man. We loved having you,
This was a
and
treat.
we look forward. We're gonna come to the show tonight.
Oh,
so we look
shit.
forward to that.
Hopefully I have
you'll
some new
You'll see me
jokes.
out there. yeah.
We'll be like, fuck. That's the thing, dude. I love seeing new people, but I'm like, God damn, now I got to do some new shit for these people. And hopefully it doesn't fucking bomb. Who knows? But you guys are trooper. You guys are
We love
you
it.
guys are
so-
there for it.
Yeah.
you
We
know?
are.
We
Like you
love
said,
it.
Process.
like
you
you
guys
said,
are there for the process, right?
Exactly. And we even are there for Dennis.
Yeah, that's the real.
We're there for it all.
He made
That's-
fun of
we
me
love you,
last time.
Dennis.
He was
On
like, "You were
stage?
laughing so hard at Dennis's shit," and I was like, 'Cause I'm trying to be like supportive."
I was like, I know.
Be
it's
like, come
it's-
on, it's Dennis.
Yeah,
You've heard this, like,
I know you're trying to be nice and everything, but it wasn't that funny.
That's the thing. If I bring like a girl to a show and she's laughing at another comic a little too hard, I'm like, chill out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what that.
I've made jokes at home.
Yeah, I know what that laughter means.
Yeah.
You might as well be fucking fingering yourself right now.
I know now, like, how important that is too, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep it in check.
I need to be the funniest one
Yes.
in the room always.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at you guys tonight. She's just gonna be stone faced to us. You know, be like,
Here he
fucking-
goes
I-
again.
I asked
with the
for
Koran
this.
joke. Yeah.
I did this to myself.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
Thank
me.
you.
Appreciate the treat.
Oh, before you go, I have a picture for you to sign for the
Wow,
Wall of Fame.
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is sweet. Yeah, this is on. I think this is on the wall in the Grizzly Pear. I don't know if that's
nice.
if that's still out there. This will go on the wall here.
Yep.
Yep,
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
it's official.
man. Where'd you
I
get this? Where'd you get this? This is just on
On Instagram.
Instagram. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
kind
I
of a
was
little
gonna say, I
creepy.
look good.
That I just have that.
No, sweet.
Where did you get
I'm like,
this?
why do I look so fucking good? I'm like,
LinkedIn
oh, I
for
guess that's on
comics?
there.
Yeah.
No, that's sweet.
Yeah. So here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I never know how to. I still haven't perfected my autograph. How did Carlos sign it there?
He
I'm
said,
gonna
"Keep
sign
on
it.
farting."
Keep on farting.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I forgot just before we go, we got some paper towels this week at Aldi. I don't know if you shop at Aldi ever.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
We got like a bulk paper towel. And
Oh,
this,
nice.
This was in there.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
my 6th towel roll.
It's like they want you to. They're like, have you thought about using it for shitting?
So
maybe just some food for thought. They're probably like slipping those in and be like, oh, we don't know how it happened. And then everybody's there to be like, oh, no, you can just, it doubles as toilet paper. So I don't need toilet paper anymore.
Yeah, you just take a saw to it or a very sharp knife.
Yeah.
Cut it down. And,
Wow, it's brilliant.
Yeah. But
wow, that's great,
that's
man. A lot of shit
all
talk on this, dude. That was everything I'd hoped it would be and more.
yeah.
As far as shit talk goes.
Yeah, I'm so glad, dude.
Yeah.
We covered it all.
Covered it all.
Well, thanks again, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
Love
me.
having you.
This is great.
Yeah.